Anyone here?
Remedy Entertainment released Control just recently, and it's no secret that I absolutely love the game. I had the chance to not only play through the entirety of the game prior to release, but also spent the past week toying around with unlocking a few developer debugging features in the game's PC version, and I thought it might be nice to share some of my work so far with all of you here. Regardless of whether it's a title you've already played, plan on playing, or to which you are perhaps completely indifferent, I'm going to keep this spoiler free, and hopefully you'll at least enjoy a little look at how I explore around games using tools that aren't meant to be accessible to players. When it comes to single-player adventure games, the holy grail of debugging features is always the free camera. Most games have one accessible to developers at some point, and they get disabled to varying degrees before the title hits retail. That's precisely the case for Control, and thankfully the entire feature does still exist, and I was able to restore it by patching a new controller check into the game where one had previously been removed. I decided to use the D-pad left button, which isn't typically used by the game, to enable the free camera. In my opinion, the results speak for themselves. For the first time, we're able to get a look at the area outside of the game's opening scene. There's really quite a surprising amount of detail out here. The way the developers designed this camera mode is quite feature-rich. The analog sticks work the way you'd expect, while the Y and A buttons move the camera up and down. Repeatedly tapping the X button decreases camera movement speed, and the A button similarly increases the speed. You can also temporarily slow down or speed up movement for just a moment by holding down the left or right triggers respectively. The D-pad left and right buttons are actually used here to change the zoom level, so I had to choose a different button to disable the free camera. In the end, I made it so that tapping the left bumper returns to normal gameplay. I also noticed that the developers created a screenshot function that, just for a single frame, hides all the on-screen displays and puts the words Remedy Confidential in the corner just as a type of watermark. I patched some extra code into the free camera to take advantage of part of this feature, causing all the HUD elements to disappear whenever the free camera is enabled. The results are much more elegant this way.
Happens. Anyway, I've been here for 24 years now. I've always been here. And through those years, we astonishing stories.
Along the way, I encountered a lot of rendering debug displays. None in particular were interesting to me, except just the Wireframe Mode for the novelty of getting to see the level of detail in the character models. I decided I'd like to be able to toggle this on demand, and ended up writing another controller check to make it so that tapping D-pad right toggles Wireframe Mode. Combined with the free camera, this lets us see how Jessie's model is a lower level of detail when the camera is further away, and dramatically increases as we get closer to her. The same goes for all character models as well. I appreciate that the game loads in assets and level geometry based on camera location rather than where Jesse is standing, meaning we can just take the camera wherever we like and get a look at things immediately. One other feature I discovered is the ability to unlock this developer menu on the main title screen, simply called Missions. In here we can instantly warp to any part of the game, starting with any main or side mission active. There's even a reference in here to some DLC that hasn't been announced yet, so that's pretty interesting. For some reason this also enables a restart from checkpoint option on the in-game pause screen, which isn't something you're typically able to do. Anyway, I know this is a bit out of the ordinary in comparison to my usual content here, but sometimes I just happen to be working on something that I think is cool and I'd like to share it with you. So I hope you managed to find it a little bit interesting regardless. Maybe we'll even see more Control on this channel in the future, who knows. In the meantime, thank you for watching, and I'm sure I'll see you in another video soon.